This guy, I bet, is gonna be pretty cringe too. I can just feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my bones. He's gonna say some weird I can feel it in my little bones. Feel it rattling around. All that to say, I'm excited that he's gonna be happy about it. I wanna hear some praise. I wanna hear people talk about it. This was a good thing. This was a good thing. I'm very happy with the way that I feel when I watch this thing.
But if you watch the show and think the CGI is distracting, I get it. Although, like I said, I think it's more often good than bad.
I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. It's not that distracting for me. Look at the eyes. You see her do the look around, and then the look, like, you can see her direct her attention to somebody else's eyes. There's a difference in the way that they look. There's the blink around, like the look around. So you see her like attached to another set of eyes, and it's really, really good eye work. I think that's why they sell it for me. And so much of film acting is eye acting. Stage is body acting. Film is eye acting.
Now, you see actors, and they're acting, and they change. And it's an infinitesimal thing in the eyes, is they change eyes as they're talking. Can you see my eyes changing there?
Yes.
Just I'm changing eyes.
Yeah.
And I'm blinking. Now that is two of the worst things to do. First of all, you never change eyes, and what you do is you pick an eye. Now which eye do you pick? I look at, with this eye, because the camera is there, I look at this eye, at your eye there, which brings my face, you can see. If I look with this eye at that eye, look what you get. You see the difference? But it's the same look. And if I keep blinking, it weakens me. But if I'm talking to you, and I don't blink, and I just keep going, and I don't blink, and I keep on going, and I don't blink, you start to listen to what I'm saying. And it makes me a very strong person, as opposed to someone who is sitting there going, which is someone who's completely flustered.
You got to work the eyes really well in the CGI, and I think they hit it. I think they fucking hit that shit, man. But you see her walking, and like her hand, even in that same shot, looks a little rubbery, like a rubber guy.
Number A, She-Hulk is funny. Now, your mileage on this one will vary. Everyone finds different things funny.
It definitely thinks it's funny. It definitely thinks it's funny. And that's a fact. That's for sure.
But some parts of She-Hulk just really worked for me. Mainly, it was the juxtaposition. Putting a character or archetype into a situation that only exists in the MCU.
You know what I feel like? She-Hulk thinks it's funny. In the same way that everybody thinks they're funny. This just feels cozy to me. It feels like I'm with like people that I love because they all think they're funny, you know, and they're not. And so it does like the, isn't this funny? You're just like, aw, yeah. Aw, She-Hulk, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, sure. That's what it is. It just makes me feel good in that way. A lot of Marvel comedy is like that. That's why it's a family program. Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't need to be game-changing. Marvel's never been game-changing. It's just, you know, everyone's kind of like, hey, there's that thing. Come on, kids, let's go down to the screen. Take a look at that thing that they do. Come on, let's take a look. Let's take a gander down at the screen. Come on, boys, let's take a look down at the screen. You've got your quarters, you've got your pennies. We're gonna make our way down the road, hand in hand. We're gonna go to the screen of wonders and see what they have to offer.
Judge hears the Asgard is not a place, it's a people speech and strikes it down. Asgardian construction workers. I think it's just funny. Everything
that the other guy says is disrespectful, that Film Speak says is disrespectful, Nando is saying is funny. And this is exactly the point that I was making. And I'm right in the middle saying it's not disrespectful, but it's also not funny. It's just fine. We know what the writers are intending. Does it hit it? No, but it's cute. Keep going. Maybe you'll get one of them, and they do get some of them. The Captain America joke is funny. That was objectively funny. And I think the Wong with the party girl joke it's not amazing, but I enjoyed it. When I see it, I'm like, that's silly. I did a little one of these. You know, that's just fine. It's television. This is what you watch with a bowl of cereal in the morning. This isn't your nighttime going to date time to watch a Marvel movie. Like, take like your girlfriend to a Marvel movie. Take your wife to a Marvel movie. Take your family. Take a friend. Don't take a date to a Marvel film. Jesus Christ. No. Unless they're like one of those like Disney adults, then just take them to a Marvel movie, which is fine. You can be a Disney adult. That's cool. You can wear Mickey Mouse ears whenever you want. That's fine. That's cool. Take them to a Marvel movie. Take them to a live action Disney remake. Take them to those. Dog. dog.
And a common complaint among the Marvel shows is that they feel like a 3-hour movie cut up into 6 pieces and thrown on Disney+. And I think for quite a few of them,
I think that's fine. I think they should go shorter if they want to, and I don't think it would hurt by any means if they want to go to like 3-hour-long episodes. Go for it, dog. And I think that's what they were trying with Werewolf by Night, so I'm glad that they are going for it now.
feels like Falcon and the Winter Soldier or Hawkeye or Miss Marvel could be better served by cutting out a bunch of the fluff and editing the entire thing into a 2-hour-long movie.
Nah, I disagree with those two specific examples. Hawkeye and Miss Marvel, well, maybe Miss Marvel less. They hold on to them being TV show vibe. Miss Marvel less, for sure. I don't want to say they feel like the new Disney Channel shows. That's not what I want to say, but I do kind of believe that. I don't want to say it because I don't want them to think that's cool, because it's not.
Hulk is very explicitly a sitcom. And part of the charm of a sitcom is that while there are big season-long arcs, like Diane warming up to Sam or Mac getting fat, the episodes themselves are largely disconnected and can be watched out of order without breaking the entire thing. I think I could show someone episode 1 and then skip to episode 4 and they'd mostly get it. And I know some people don't like this, the disconnection at the heart of the show. But for me, it's a feature, not a bug.
It's a feature, not a bug. I agree wholeheartedly.
If you don't like the idea of sitcoms, then sure, this is not going to work for you. But as someone who grew up...
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Nando. Thank you, guys. Thank you. If you don't like sitcoms, the idea of sitcoms just isn't going to be your thing. It's just not. It's not going to be your shindig. Not going to be your get down. And that's just fine with me. That's just fine.
But it's pretty wild that even though Earth is full of aliens and Asgardians and all sorts of gods and enhanced people, outside of the Shang-Chi cage fight, we've not had an Earthbound show where characters just bump into something weird.
She-Hulk, the way that they're just like, we need like a superhero division, it very much embraces the weird world that they're trying to get into. And you can tell they're trying to get weird. I think they want to bring the X-Men into a weird world because the X-Men's already kind of futuristic, almost going to start being run by superheroes. And then this whole mutant idea will be like, hey, f these guys actually. Because X-Men, it's like this world where everyone's like, f the mutants, we don't like them. Magneto's like, f the people, let's kill them. Professor X is like, nah, we gotta like be good and love everybody. Based.
Like, did anyone else experience the time Mr. Knight and Khonshu turned back the whole sky? Or that kaiju fight from the end of the series? As far as we know, it happened in the MCU.
I'm always like, what about that, like, when they just, like, spun the stars? What did that mean for, like, the physical MCU? Like, they were seeing it, and then they go to that shot where everyone's seeing it, and I'm like, oh, they didn't have to do that. Now they have to explain this later? All right. Fine, but you really didn't have to. You didn't have to do that. I know that they bring it up as a plot point to like Cage Khonshu later, but still, they could have done some other
Nobody has brought up the Gargantos attack, any of the Statue of Liberty stuff, Hawkeye shooting goons in 30 Rock on Christmas.
Nah, you don't need to bring all that up. That's small shit. That's small shit. That's okay. It's the Marvel Universe. People are used to this. Monsters are attacking everywhere. People are on edge at all times. And that's why they're getting silly, getting wacky, getting weird. Here in this class, we you know, we want that ooey gooey shit. That's what we're about. That's what we're here for. That's why we're living strong. Live strong. What was I saying? Oh yeah. No, you don't know how to talk about all those events. That's little shit in the Marvel Universe. That's small shit. That ain't no Avengers level threat. Ain't nobody talking about that. That's local news. Like, oh honey, did you hear that fucking goons were running around 30 Rock the other night? Hawkeye and then a littler Hawkeye with longer hair both did a thing, and they stopped it with a bunch of things. Arrows, I believe, honey, is what they were. They got all the goons. They stopped the goon, and the head goon was shot in the face by a deaf girl. And isn't that life for us, honey, in New York? That's what life's like for us, isn't it, honey? Honey, Dale, that's not funny. Get up, Dale.
And it's clear that Phase 4 was jumbled by the pandemic.
Everybody was jumbled by the pandemic. Fuck you.
She-Hulk's world building has really impressed me because of how much they've trusted the audience. A light elf shows up. We've never seen them or heard of them before. But the writers know if they look and act a specific way, we'll get that this thing is a Thor thing. And
I love the way that he frames it as having respect for the audience. I completely agree. Again, I cannot say this enough. Do I think it works?
No. No.
I like meeting these mutants. This is what I really want Marvel to be, because this is what it always has been for me. Disney's actually giving it the respect it deserves, and people say that they're not. I'm like, man, I think they're really trying, and they're making it for everybody. Aw.
An interesting character because she has no flaws. She never does anything wrong, and she dismisses Bruce, her kind older cousin, which I think is a wild misreading of the entire series. Jen's biggest flaw is that she's just sort of arrogant. Like this guy, or this guy, or this guy, or this guy.
Thank you, Nando. Thank you.
And then they will also talk about the message, how Marvel is too woke. And listen, obviously it's silly, right? Who uses woke unironically these days? Who are you, Bill Maher? But these guys do. And first of all, they love to talk about how Marvel focuses too much on politics, and I want to make a distinction here. Just because you disagree with someone about something does not make it politics, because politics are easy to dismiss.
People gotta separate out politics and art. They really do. When people say that trying to be political, they're more trying to make an artistic point that hits to both political sides, and the reason you think it's political in one way is because it's speaking to what you believe is in the way that it should. It's being the correct mirror that it wants to be. So eat that, nerd.
He's on board. He just does not like Jen, like he says in the very next episode. But he is pretty weird about it. Jen is not in the wrong here at all. But these
it's not that she's in the wrong. She's two separate people. She's got two separate forms that she's projecting that she is. Not even projecting, that she is. That's a whole other idea. If she's gonna have a relationship with a person, that person has to be okay with both forms of who they are. It's not just the one. He's put back by that because they haven't really discussed that. Especially the next morning after you've kind of like been vulnerable with that person, you haven't even like seen the other side of them. That could be traumatic. Never dated a Hulk, but it could be traumatic.
I feel like the show is calling out all men because it's calling out them, and we shouldn't listen to them. They call people betas. They clearly don't deserve to be taken seriously. In Philadelphia, we have a word for people like them: jabronis. Like in their video analyzing why the trailer makes She-Hulk look bad,
Jabronis, dog? Did you just say jabroni? Bro, why did you say jabroni, though? Isn't that The Rock? Didn't The Rock say that in like a WW, like a wrestling thing? Or did you say jabroni? Did you just say jabroni? Don't say that, okay? Please? Please don't say that. That makes me really upset. Please don't say that again. Thank you.
This jabron went out of his way twice to tell you how Jen was ungrateful for the powers she volunteered for.
I'd date her. I could hit some Matt Murdock level shit. Look at me. If I just like took a couple days, or no, took about a year, got in shape, got my hair right, you know, got blind. Daredevil status. That's kind of what people tell me, honestly. Like I go out in the street, they're like, "Hey, have you ever seen Daredevil? Have you ever seen Daredevil?" Oh yeah, I have. Yeah, I watched the first couple episodes. Yeah. You know, you look kind of like you could do that. That's something that you could kind of do. Oh no, I don't. No, you could do that. You should try that. Try it. Hey, I don't know why you could come over here. You don't have to just yell at me from over there. You could come over here and talk to me.
We need to prove that the show is bad immediately. Even their bad ideas about what woke means don't really hold up to any scrutiny. They say that Marvel has rules now, like that women can't lose a fight to a man. Solid rule. As long as you don't count Wanda, her, the Ancient One. These two, one again, Ghost, again, her again, and her favorite her. And to be fair, those are all phase 3. They probably aren't in phase 4. Besides Monica, the TVA agent, Carly again, Sprite, Kate, a bunch, May, one again, spoilers, and Falcon. Okay, well that's not important because they have another rule: women can't be wrong.
He's right.
You know, except for when Wanda enslaves them.
He's
Town. Agatha's the bad guy. Carly kills a bunch of people for no reason. She's a bad guy. She's a bad guy. Sprite joins the bad guys. Kate gets caught a lot. Kate's mom is a bad guy. Najima's the bad guy. The damage control lady is a bad guy. His mom is abusive. She kills everybody. Titania's a bad guy. And the most wrong thing, Kamala makes her dad sad. So accepting their premise.
Kamala does make her dad sad. All right, Nando. You want me back, man? I'm back on your side. You and me, side by side.
Marvel's not that woke. These jabronis get tons of facts about the show wrong.
New take. Marvel's not woke at all, yo. Marvel is unwoke, yo. They're patriarchal as shit, dog. Always showing men. Actually, they are kind of patriarchal.